Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Something to Think About. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I do appreciate that support. And if you care to support my channel financially, you can pick up a copy of my book, Limited Duty. It's available on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the comments section where you can order one. And remember that a percentage of every book sale goes to helping the Wounded Warrior organization. Now, let's get on with Something to Think About. Are the Dems realizing they made a huge mistake with Kamala? I was taught as a child to admit when I was wrong. I found that people respect that ability in one's character and are generally more willing to forgive you if you do that. They say it takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, so I guess that makes all the Dems munchkins. After the election this past November, I made several predictions on what I believed would happen with regards to Biden and this administration. I truly believe that old Joe would be pushed out within the first 6 months of his presidency. Pelosi would invoke the 25th Amendment and have Joe declared feeble and mentally incapable of fulfilling the duties as the president, and have him removed and replaced with their actual choice to lead the country, Kamala the hyena Harris. Am I the only one who is irritated with her snarky and forced laugh? But it hasn't happened, so I was wrong about that. Now I'm assessing the possible reasons why this didn't occur. I'm still of the opinion that Joe won his party's nomination of the socialist left simply because they realized that none of the other candidates would have stood a chance against Trump. Bernie Sanders? Nope. Elizabeth Warren? Amy Klobuchar? Come on. Let's not forget that Kamala bowed out early from the race because her electability was proven to be so low she received fewer votes than Andrew Yang. But the problem was Kamala was the choice of the heads of the Democratic Socialist Party. Pelosi, Schumer, and Obama himself all wanted Harris because it allowed the left to check off all the virtue signaling boxes of being the first party to have elected a female, a minority, and a Marxist. If it wasn't for the fact that she was so distrusted and unpopular with the majority of American voters, she was their ideal candidate. But now what I'm seeing is a party no longer grooming her and pushing her to become president. When this administration took over, it was Kamala who initially was meeting with the heads of state. She was assuming the role that is normally handled by the president. Even cognitively impaired Joe referred to her as President Harris multiple times until his handlers were able to retrain him and get him to stop identifying her as being the president and just use the term the Harris-Biden administration whenever having to mention Harris. I believe that the powers that be within the party have now realized how big a mistake they made in trying to promote this woman as being a viable presidential candidate. They would rather have the dementia-addled Joe Biden, who they can manipulate and control like a puppet, and apparently who everyone likes, than have the despised and unelectable Harris take over. They pumped the brakes by first having Biden appoint her as the border czar. It was a way for the party to distance her from his administration so that any failure would appear to be hers personally and not that of the Biden administration and its inept policies. Next, Biden handlers had Joe put her in charge of getting the H.R. 1 bill passed in the Senate, a bill that appears to not have the required number of votes to get passed now. The party is now setting her up for failure at every opportunity because they now realize no matter how much makeup and lipstick they tried to put on this pig of a vice president, she still came out looking like a pig. The interview that Lester Holt of NBC News conducted with her was another prime example of Harris's unlikability. When Holt directly stated to her that she had yet to go to the border, her arrogant and flippant reply was, "I haven't been to Europe either." Well, Madam Vice President, that isn't the area you have been assigned, to correct. And correct me if I'm wrong, Europe is not where the U.S. has a border problem. You were appointed the border czar by your boss, the acting president of the United States. It is now your problem to at least act like you're capable of handling the situation and not just smile and offer that annoying laugh as being a sufficient response. As they say in the hood, this shit got real. And that is what Harris is now starting to realize. She has been placed in charge. She can't blame anyone else for the failings, and her party has now realized that she is incapable of such responsibility. And because of this, they have now decided it is better to keep Crazy Joe around than it is to bring Harris in and ruin the party's chances for victories in 2022 and 2024. Thanks again for listening. Like, share, and again, follow me if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment, as I always appreciate hearing what you have to say. Continue to support our military and first responders. And as always, take care and God bless.